FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
I use NATO, which I mentioned before. North Atlantic Treaty Organization has been in existence for more than 60 years and has worked. It helped prevent World War III. I use that as a basis for saying to create this kind of security of the commons, what I call the global commons, what we all have in common. We need a new international organization that's larger than NATO. NATO is theoretically just supposed to be Europe, even though we have NATO forces now in Afghanistan. And so I hypothesize, using the same model, what I call a global security organization, or global democratic security organization. And if you add up the countries that are liberal democracies, and I want Mr. Limbaugh to be here to hear this, because he has done all he can to demonize the word liberal. But liberal democracy, there are 50 or 60. And liberal democracy is defined by respect for the rule of law, openness and transparency in trade and finance, the integrity of the judicial system, that is, you can depend on the courts being honest and unbiased, equality for women and gender equality, civil rights, the basic pillars of our society and most of the Western world. Now, why those 50 or 60 and not the United Nations? Well, the United Nations is 192 or 193 countries, more than 60 of whom are not liberal democracies. And therefore, as its critics point out, the UN takes time to get anything done and often doesn't get anything done because it can't get unanimity of opinion to take action. In Rwanda, or now the Sudan, a bunch of other places, you can't get that many countries to agree. The theory of this so-called concert of democracies is that countries that have the same political cultures can reach agreement much quicker. NATO made the NATO countries made a pretty quick decision, I think in less than a week, that they would support us in Afghanistan, and they went. Most of the countries contributed. That's a real coalition, unlike Iraq. So if you expand that to 50 or 60 countries, you have a much, much broader security organization, and it can act also on non-military threats like climate change and so forth, and act more quickly. You can reach consensus more quickly. What about the other 132 or 3 countries? Well, you say to them, if you adopt the principles of liberal democracy in your country, we'd love to have you join. This isn't an exclusive club, but we need people who think as we do and who govern as we do in order to have this rapid response capability.